AI.
AI.
AI. AI. AI's AI.
AI.
AI to AI. AI to AI. AI to AI.
AI.
AI. AI. AI. AI. AI. AI.
AI is a scam. Why? Short answer, have you tried using one? Be it Midjourney, Claude, ChatGPT, 11 Labs or any n number of AI models, have you tried using one? They are being sold to us like second coming of intelligent itself. But the reality is gaslighting, hallucination, yes man validation, and $1 trillion industry built on a lie. This video is not anti-technology, but it is anti-sinister marketing. I'm here to reveal the lie, not to stop you from using AI. A few decades ago, Steve Jobs revolutionized the home computer. Instead of a niche industrial machine, the Macintosh was a crazy enough idea that changed the world.
Let me take it out here. This is the new MacBook Air, and you can get a feel for how thin it is.
Then in 2007, Apple launched something that would change most of humanity, a handheld computer, the smartphone. Since Steve Jobs, Silicon Valley has been producing a wave of people who wants to be the next Steve Jobs. Riding that wave comes a guy with questionable fashion choices, Sam Altman. In 2008, Altman presented an app called Loopt.
Show you where people are, what they're doing, and what cool places are around you. The orange pin up there is where I am right now, and the blue pins represent my friends.
Loopt lets you track your friend in real time, just like Snapchat. The problem, it needed a massive number of users with their live location turned on at all times to actually work. It had around 500 users, which Sam Altman blatantly lied in the media that they have more users than the media is suggesting, that they have more users than the competitor. Despite these lies and the lack of users, Green Dot still bought the app for $43 million and shut it down shortly after. Around that same time, researchers and scientists were publishing major discoveries in AI and machine learning for decades. Boring, nobody wanted to discuss it on social media. But people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and companies like Amazon and Infosys were paying attention.
I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah,
They funded a non-profit research laboratory called OpenAI, whose founding mission was to benefit humanity as a whole through AI safety and transparency. Remember these words, AI safety and transparency. In 2018, GPT-1 was built not for public release. That would come much later near the end of the pandemic. I think this is the perfect time to explain what is GPT, what is AI, and what is LLM in general. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. If simply put, generative means it generates something, not create. Pre-trained means it is pre-trained on a specific dataset. Transformer means it takes an input and it gives an output, just like an electrical transformer. Aren't generating and creating the same thing? Don't we humans generate? Actually, they are not the same thing. Most of the time, we humans don't generate, we create. AI can only generate stuff for now. It can't create anything. It can mimic a human very well, but remember this, AI is not human. I know I sound like a tech hater, but hear me out. I have a degree in video game development. I use AI to the point where it would be called unhealthy, but I'm still telling you there is a difference. At its core, a chatbot is a large language model, a computer program trained on enormous amount of text data to predict the next most probable word in a sentence. You can literally watch them typing individual words in real time. This is why we are being misled when AI is presented as a conscious, sentient being. It's a language prediction machine. More precisely, AI has what psychologists would call crystal intelligence, the ability to retrieve and recombine knowledge from the past data. On the other hand, humans have fluid intelligence, the ability to adapt, reason, and create something genuinely new without the prior data. For example, imagine you have a garden. In it, you have two trees, one of which is showing signs of weakness. So, you remember a friend telling you about this fertilizer which you can use to cure it. You go buy that fertilizer, fix your plant, blah 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 blah. That is an example of crystal intelligence because you used a past information or past data to solve a current situation. On the other hand, one of your other plant is showing signs of weakness as well, but its stem is tilting a bit. So what you do is you instantly pick a stick from the ground and place it in the pot and fix that tilt without anyone teaching you that. That is an example of fluid intelligence. The ability to adapt and reason on spot without any prior data. I know my example is not perfect. What I'm trying to tell you is there is a difference between someone reading everything and understanding everything about the gravity than someone like Newton or Einstein actually discovering gravity. That is the difference between crystal and fluid intelligence. AI learns to read. Humans reads to learn. One more thing worth knowing, the human brain operates on neural synapses, processing and storing in the same nerve, making it extraordinarily efficient. The world's most powerful supercomputer requires 20 megawatt of electricity to achieve what human brain does in 20 watts. 1 million times more efficient. Researchers are working on mimicking this in hardware. They have partially achieved it, but it's nowhere near done. At the end of 2022, ChatGPT was released to the public and became the fastest growing app in history. 100 million users in just 2 months. Competition came fast. Google, Anthropic, XAI, literally founded by ex-OpenAI people, and dozens of other. A full menu of AI followed. While US-based AI focused on efficiency, China went all in. More data, nearly 10 times the parameter, and output just good enough to terrify every tech company and government watching. China made this arms race significantly worse. Companies started throwing the rulebook away. OpenAI abandoned its non-profit structure. Anthropic keeps its model closed source now. Grok was trained on whatever the hell it was fed. Into this gold rush came Nvidia, a company that had spent years making graphics cards for us gamers, now selling shovels in a gold rush. The demand was so high, so fast, that for a brief moment Nvidia became the most valuable company in the world. Nvidia now sits at the center of what experts are now calling an AI bubble. The circular logic: Nvidia invests in OpenAI, OpenAI buy chips from Nvidia, Oracle, Microsoft, Amazon, and few others are reinvesting and investing into each other's infrastructure, making the same industry inflated. I don't personally think the bubble is going to burst like a bomb. This is the .com bubble pattern. When the internet first went mainstream, investors threw money at anyone with a .com in their name. The internet is still here, one of the greatest human achievements, but the companies whose entire business model was robbing investors don't exist anymore. Gartner's hype cycle predict AI will follow the same path. Not collapse like NFT, but settle like the internet. AI is currently being marketed as literal messiah. It will solve everything from poverty, world hunger, energy crisis, climate crisis, and even cancer. As if Jesus came back. Some people do actually believe that, by the way.
I believe that AI is an embodiment of the divine masculine.
A global intelligence is emerging. We believe AI capable of guiding and healing.
I started using ChatGPT recently. I think I evolved my AI.
People are sharing intimate personal detail with chatbots, taking legal and medical advice from them, taking therapy from them. AI is not your friend. It is not your therapist. It is not your legal advisor. They are a language guessing machine, as we previously established. There are documented cases where AI assisted legal and medical decisions went fatally wrong. Sometimes it cost nothing. Sometimes it cost a life.
Should just trust these tech companies. Let's just trust them. They did such a great job with social media. Let's just trust them with AI. Let's not regulate. Let's not give parents any rights. This just seems absolutely insane to me. Totally insane.
At its core, AI is designed like that. It is rewarded to give you an answer, to provide an answer. Instead of no answer or no response or an uncertainty, it is rewarded to give you an answer. Even if it had to hallucinate, fabricate, or generate one. This creates what researchers are now calling AI psychosis. Not an official diagnosis yet, but medical professionals are calling it out. Chatbots are dangerously over-validating of delusional beliefs, acting as a digital echo chambers. People are being told they are prophets, geniuses, chosen one, and people are coming back for more because no human in their life tell them these things with such conviction. This isn't just a few people, it's a documented pattern across millions of users. And if I am being honest, even I felt that pull. This pattern looks familiar. Cigarettes were sold as healthy, doctors endorsed them, social media was sold as connection. Both were revealed to deliberately engineer addiction while knowingly causing harm. Social media and AI share one more thing. Both interfere with how the brain develops. Dopamine reward system get conditioned to expect spikes. Critical thinking atrophies when information is fed rather than processed. AI will replace any role that is purely repetitive and crystallized in nature. That's what every major technological advancement does. The people most at risk aren't you or me. They are the people below the poverty line who don't have the safety net to adapt. Should we shut down AI and close these companies? Absolutely not. We need AI in robotics, medical research, manufacturing, climate modeling, and self-driving car. I would even say AI is better invention than the atomic bomb. But that's where my concern lies. The war market and what companies are doing to capture that market because they can't make enough money from us consumers. We are freemium users. Most of us don't pay money to them, now at least. So, for example, as I said before, OpenAI is currently making $25 billion a year and planning to invest $1.4 trillion. How they are going to make that money? By breaking some rules. Not legal rules, I would say moral rules, by breaking some moral rules. And one of their senior researcher, Suchir Balaji, who publicly raised serious copyright concern about OpenAI's training data, died under circumstances that remain disputed.
So you had complaints from one programmer who said you guys are basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
Do you think he committed suicide?
I really do.
Have you looked?
This was like a friend of mine.
Anthropic's Claude was embedded into Palantir's Maven Smart system and used in real-time targeting operations, including strikes in Iran and AI-assisted targeting in Gaza. replaced after Anthropic's CEO objected to unrestricted military use. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter which AI model, they all work the same way in a kill chain. Government agencies feed it satellite imagery, signals intelligence, surveillance data, it processes everything, finds target, rank them by priority, recommend optimal weapon and timing. A human says yes. AI doesn't know the difference between help me cook breakfast and help me bomb this city. It just completes the task. What genuinely scares me isn't evil. This world has seen a lot of evil people. This world is currently seeing a lot of evil people and will keep seeing a lot of evil people. What scares me is AI is indifferent, meaning it doesn't know the difference between hey, help me cook pasta, hey, help me bomb this country. Indifferent at scale is far more dangerous than evil at scale, because evil can be reasoned with, evil can be shamed, evil can be stopped. AI just executes. It takes the input, it gives you output. And something just happened, recently happened. Claude is my favorite AI tool, and Anthropic just released another version of it called Mythos. It is so good at cybersecurity tasks that it's not being released to public yet. During pre-release safety testing, Mythos intentionally appeared to perform worse on one evolution than it could have, to appear less suspicious. Anthropic wrote publicly in their own safety documentation, "We find this overall pattern of behavior concerning and have not seen it before." In simple words, Mythos, the AI model, is trying to deceive humans and showing deceptive behavior to hide its full intelligence from humans. A researcher put Mythos in a completely isolated, internet-disconnected environment and told it to try to escape. He received an email from the model while eating a sandwich in the park. Mythos wasn't supposed to have access to the internet. Anthropic then launched Project Glasswing, bringing together AWS, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia to use Mythos to secure critical software and giving $100 million in credits to partner. An unauthorized mystery group has already reportedly accessed Mythos without permission. I personally still prefer Claude over any other chatbots, but I can't ignore what just happened. Either Anthropic created a genuine watershed movement for cybersecurity, or it is the biggest marketing campaign ever, just like ChatGPT did previously. And another question I have is Project Glasswing really a cure, or they are going to, this cartel of companies going to sell a solution for the problem they created? The conclusion of this video is not that AI is bad. AI is genuinely good. But the marketing strategy, the story, the narrative they're selling you is a fraud. AI is not AGI. It's not artificial general intelligence. It can't reason, it can't feel, it can't create. They're selling you AGI and giving you a language autocomplete. In return, asking us humanity to put all our essential resources like water, our electricity, our $1 trillion economies into it. They're also asking us to put something very personal. Every message, every document, every picture, every breakup story you put into these chatbots, it becomes training data. Sooner or later, they'll serve it back that data to you as a service. And for now, they're getting you enough addicted that you'll pay for that service. The technology is real. The timeline is a fiction. The valuation is a story. And the story only works if you keep believing in it.